Good morning. This is the BLAINESWORLD webcast that can be found each week on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can also listen in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and get information about past shows and future shows at my website, which is behind me, blainesworld.net. I'm here in my Zoom studio in lovely downtown Fairview, North Carolina. Each week, we focus on positive news and information about people and organizations in both Western North Carolina and throughout the country. And toward that end, it's my pleasure to introduce Cory Wall, an active volunteer with a group called Fairview Strong, for being my guest today. And Cory, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Blaine. Such an honor.
Well, and I should have asked you also, you can feel free to wave to all your fans and friends who are watching this. So this is, and Cory is, I understand you're a neighbor, a Fairview neighbor. So
Yes.
nice to meet you as a neighbor. Cory
Nice to meet
Wall, born and raised in Fairview. That's kind of unusual. I guess there are other people, but she's a local real estate agent with a passion to help individuals and families, especially now after the destruction of Hurricane Helene. She is
you.
part of Fairview Strong, a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising funds to help the residents of Fairview recover and rebuild their lives. And so the question I always ask Cory the first time I meet somebody, we already said you were born, actually raised in Fairview. Um, did you know as a young woman, a young girl, that you always wanted to be a realtor growing up as a kid?
Nope, absolutely not.
What do you want to be as a kid?
Oops, sorry. What did you say?
What do you want to be as a kid growing up?
I wanted to actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a photographer for National Geographic.
Very ambitious. Well, actually, in kind of a nice way, in real estate, you still get to use some of those skills, right? Taking
Yes.
pictures of properties and stuff like that.
Well, I hire the professionals, but I still love to do photography as a hobby. So
What kind of photography?
just landscape. I dabble in portraits of people, but really I love landscape.
Okay. So what made you give up your desire to become that's a really cool ambition to be a photographer for National Geographic. Do you still read National Geographic?
Yes, I actually also have the kids version for my two little boys.
How old are they?
They are 5 and 3.
Oh, and I didn't know that. They have a kids version?
Yep, they do. Isn't that neat?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think. It'd be cool if you could submit something for publication in that publication or you
Oh,
submit a
I love
picture.
that.
For your
Yes.
kid, that'd really be cool. Where, I don't know, does even the national publication, do they take freelancers or do they take people who submit stuff?
I don't know. I'm gonna look into that now, though. I love that idea.
Well, seriously, send a copy of this. I'm very serious about it. Send a copy of this clip to National Geographic, and we were talking about it. But I love the idea. I never heard the kids version. What does that show? Nature stuff also?
The kids show?
Yeah, the kids version of National.
Oh, it's just National Geographic Kids, I think.
Okay, but that'd really be cool. So, what got you off wanting to become a photographer for National Geographic?
It's a very long story, I feel like, but I
Yeah,
ended up
go,
getting,
get the Reader's Digest version. Keep it on.
yes.
Keep it under if you can. Keep it under 2 hours.
I love it.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to get into healthcare and then
Okay.
ended up going into school thinking I was going to be a nurse anesthetist. Didn't go that path and then instead got my kinesiology degree thinking I was going to be a physical therapist. And then junior year in college, they switched it from a master's to a doctorate
Okay.
degree.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am done with doctorate. I don't want to do that much more schooling. So I ended up taking that degree. It was just, bachelor in science, and just took it and I went into consulting work in a healthcare practice and was there for about 7 years, switched to
Oh,
education.
that's pretty cool. So you started what? You started at the age of 8 or 9. That's pretty.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Yeah.
that. 7. I can't believe it. It's a bunch of years. Youngest consultant in the industry. I mean, that's pretty cool. So you did that for a bunch of years. Then what happened?
Then laid off because of COVID. And
Oh,
I was actually thinking about getting my real estate license because, of course, being born and raised here, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to help my friends and family that I've grown up with. And so I've been doing that for the last 4 years, almost 5.
that's kind of unique because again, to have a realtor. who really knows the area, obviously. So with the real estate business, can I ask you the firm you're with, or you have a firm?
Yes, absolutely. I'm with eXp Realty. They're a cloud-based firm.
Okay. And so since we're talking about it, if folks want to get in touch with you for your real estate
Mhm.
um, part of what you do, best way to reach you is how?
Well, it's always really easy to find a realtor, but you
Really?
just, yeah,
No.
just search for my name. You'll find my phone number, my email, but also I have a website, corywallrealestate.com.
Okay. So if we want to get in touch with a Fairview person, contact Cory Wall. So you've been doing that now for like 4 years. Very cool. Do
Mhm.
you specialize in any kind of real estate?
No, well, residential for sure. I stay away from commercial, but residential and land.
Okay. And even residential in Fairview, I guess we've been here now maybe 5 or 6 years. Is there
Mhm.
still a lot of stuff available in Fairview?
There is, but inventory is definitely down. Like an even market is 6 months of inventory. And right now, today, as we speak, it's about 4 months of inventory. So it's still a seller's market, and there isn't as much inventory as we'd like for our buyers.
Okay, yeah, it sounds it. So in terms of who you represent, are you more with sellers or buyers or equal with both?
Yeah, about 50-50.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what's the favorite part of your job?
Oh, that's a hard one. I feel like just serving my friends and family or clients that become friends. I just love to serve and help others. So,
And what's cool about Fairview, it's kind of like one of the great places to live. I think I just love it, but a lot of people still don't know about it. You know that we had, when we moved, we had lived in the Candler area, and
oh yeah.
then all of a sudden we found Fairview, and we just love it. But I guess we shouldn't tell people about it because then they'll move to Fairview.
You
But
can't do it. But it's true. Like even after, post storm, I even now have such a strong, strong root system here. But even now, I'm like, there's no way in heck I'm leaving this place. Like the community was bigger and badder than ever.
well, I agree with you. Not only a great community, I shouldn't mention it, but what's really cool about it is that traffic is still not overwhelmed it yet, and I mean, we're really lucky because from Candler it was terrible, and this it's like, you can still get up and down the road fairly quickly,
Yeah.
so just love it. So talk about then the fact that so you've been doing it in the real estate business, but then all of a sudden I started reading about this group called Fairview Strong. And I love the name. Well, the name itself, you were telling me off the air. What's the origin of the name, or how did you come up with the name for the organization?
Well, it's actually the Fairview Strong is already taken in the
Right.
501c world. So we have Fairview Strong.org is our is our name. And I think after the storm, we saw all sorts of AVL Strong, 828 Strong, and we added to that very quickly. I still do not know, and maybe you do, Blaine, the originators of we had those big banners that said Fairview
Right.
Strong.
I loved it.
And yeah, those were lovely. So that kind of, I think, just, was a catalyst for it all. So,
Well, you had said I didn't know that. So somebody else had Fairview Strong, the organization.
yeah, I don't know. I actually did it one time. I knew what it was, but I think it was from COVID. If I can remember right, I think it's from COVID days.
And so then you also told me that somebody else, though, was very nice, kind of gave you the right to then use it, or tell that story if you would.
Yeah, so there was a Fairview Strong t-shirt going around
Right.
after the storm, and she's Lauren Morgan is who did that, and she's so lovely. And her and another group of moms got together and they used all of the profit from the t-shirts to help raise money for Christmas presents for the kids that lost everything. So they had a list from our school districts here, or our school district here in Fairview, and help purchase Christmas presents.
Okay, which is a lovely idea and what a great concept. So I think that's maybe where I heard about Fairview Strong. Then take it from there because then that was during Christmas time. Then all of a sudden, a group of folks, and you're one of the group of folks, decided to form their own nonprofit.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was I'll kind of talk about the origination. So basically, Amy Bertelli is an amazing human. She's a vet in our world in Fairview, and she took this Facebook group that was locals helping locals. There's other words in that Facebook group. But immediately she had service and was able to help and got out there and she was able to start connecting people like, oh, you have a skid steer. We'll help you with this. Oh, you can help with culverts. We'll help you with this. Oh, you need a tree cut down. Here's my friend with the chainsaw. So she just was the connector. And then she realized she was really burnt out because she went in fast and furious. And from there, they did a Fairview Town Hall. And that was, I think, in October. And the idea was to start formulating little committee groups. And I was part of that. I went to the Fairview Strong meeting and then I was like, oh my goodness, I want to help. Because for me, and after the storm, I was just all full blown mom with my children. My husband's a police officer at Asheville. So he was gone. So I just was kid focused. So when I came out of that, I was like, oh, now I can help. I want to serve my community. So that's kind of how I got involved.
And yeah, all of a sudden then it was so cool. I just started seeing signs for Fairview
Yeah.
Strong, and I started signs and you started doing stuff. And talk about some of the stuff you started doing. Because again, I guess there were so many things that could be needed in the area. I guess fortunately, and we were in the same position, you personally weren't too impacted or where you live by the storm.
We had a couple trees fall in our
Right.
house,
Yeah.
but very minimal damage. It's still actually tarped. We need to get it fixed.
Well,
It's just the contractors and everything, getting it rolling.
but it's funny you say that because you say a couple of trees, and it's almost you're grateful. That's boy, that's nothing. I mean, that's who cares about a couple of trees? You care, but compared to what some of our neighbors went
Yes.
through, and we were
Mhm.
lucky in that sense. We had the same thing to a couple of trees, but minimal damage, like no damage to our home. A couple of friends had damage, so you didn't. Well, you topped the house, but then you started getting out and doing what? So an organization, group of moms, group of dads, other people get together and you meet and talk about then how it got from there to becoming an organization. And then you actually became an official nonprofit organization.
Yes. So it's kind of funny. So from the Fairview Town Hall, I just spoke up. I want to help. Took Amy out to coffee, then got to meet Joanne Winkler and then Jenny Burnett. And Phil Troyer is like a pivotal person here in Fairview, North
Sure.
Carolina. He is part of he used to own Troyer's, the little Amish store in Fairview. And just got involved with them and we started meeting pretty regularly to find a list, and from the Fairview Town Hall we actually got a list of people who wanted to volunteer and then people who wanted to who needed help. And so we started to help people, and then another lady here in Fairview started to say we need a parade. And I got super involved with that. Tiffany Mortier and Amy Mullen are the two that started the parade. And so I helped them. It was the trio. And we made it really about the fairviewstrong.org nonprofit that we're trying to get fundraising. We kind of put it out there. We put the signs all along the parade. And then kind of, I think it was right after Christmas, we got our official stamp of approval from the IRS that we are officially a nonprofit, which means we just went full force on fundraising. So we're still working on that. But what's really nice about our organization and Fairview in general is that we have connections. So Phil Troyer is part of Mennonites Disaster Services, and they have hundreds of Amish people that have come in and helped. And they have actually a donor for two houses that we're actually going to be replacing here soon. And we've been pivotal in that by giving names and numbers and triaging. And then there's a Catholics charity program, and I cannot think of Jesse's last name right now, but he is helping And then we had Samaritan's Purse come to a
No.
meeting and helped us too. And Kim Cox was a huge part of that, which is just so cool to just be able to be the connector again. That's what we're doing.
Listen to you sounds like Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland getting together and let's put on a show. It just seems like out of nowhere, a group of people in Fairview just got together and to your credit, just started doing stuff, with no right. No, it didn't seem like there weren't too many egos involved in this, that you just everybody just jumped in and did their own thing. Was that sort of what happened?
Yep, absolutely. We just gathered together and, especially I think collectively we've all been in Fairview for I can't even tell you, probably hundreds of years collectively. So we have so many, we're just very deeply rooted and it's just really, really nice. And I forgot to mention a firefighter, Frank Manley, is also on our board and helping us too. And he was in the thick of it, of course. So
By the way, are folks, and we'll talk about getting involved, are folks still able to get involved with the organization?
yes, absolutely. So on fairviewstrong.org, the website, you will find a place to click to volunteer or to get help if you need it.
And you mentioned the website. Is there a hyphen in that website, or you have to?
Nope, just fairviewstrong.org.
But where was the hyphen in? You said it was to get it approved or something. You had to get.
Oh yeah, like IRS
Oh,
considers us Fairview Space Strong.org.
okay. But
That's
on
our
the
official name.
Facebook Elsewhere website, fairviewstrong.org. And
Hmm.
so people can go there. That's kind of cool. So there are two reasons they can go there. They can get involved in the organization or donate or make charitable donations. Now, I mean, that's also to your credit, that's about the quickest I've ever heard of a nonprofit getting off the ground. I mean, did you have people helping on that or knew what they were doing?
It's amazing. Joanne Winkler really got all the application. She is our president, CEO, whatever you would the woman. She's awesome. So she put it all together. I think by November like 18th or something like that. She put all the applications in, and then right after Christmas we were approved. So it was very quick turnaround, which is we're really thankful
Because I'm
for.
telling you, a buddy of mine started a nonprofit. It took almost a year to get it off the ground. And to get it
Wow.
off the ground in
Wow.
a month or two, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So you got officially off the ground. Go back to, and I did read about it. I didn't see it again. So you actually had a parade. That was one of your first big activities.
Yes, we did.
Where was the parade?
So it actually was at Reynolds High School because DOT turned us down because we wanted it on 74A.
Wow.
Had quite the backlash, which is so funny that it's not in Fairview, but it was like 50 Fairviewans putting it all together. We had like 50 floats, which is pretty incredible.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, mostly Fairview businesses, and it just was. And Reynolds High School helped us open up their property, which is just a beautiful thing. So,
That really is pretty impressive. So you just get off the ground. I love the idea that somebody just decided, let's have a parade, and you had a parade.
yep, yeah, and that was a really quick turnaround too. I think that was right after Thanksgiving
Right.
that Tiffany Mortier mentioned that on I Love Fairview page, and we just took it and ran with it. It was awesome.
Were your kids in the parade?
My kids were, yes.
Okay. And did your firm, did you have a real estate float?
Yes, I went as Cory Wall Real Estate, and my actually we had Santa Claus on our float, which was really really fun. And then my son was Buddy the Elf from the movie Elf.
Sure.
It was awesome.
So the only not bad thing about it, but it sounds like it's going to be kind of hard to top that one, to get the thing off the ground. And is this going to be an annual thing, you think?
It absolutely will, and we're working on all the paperwork now to be officially in Fairview on the public road. So,
Oh, really? That would be really cool. On
yeah.
74, you mean?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. Things, I guess you didn't know it. Most people don't. That this whole procedure you have to go through.
Yes, there is. Yes, there's lots of paperwork and liability and letting them know and all the things.
So you can't just decide you want to parade down Charlotte Highway. You need to get approval. But would that be cool though? So that'll be what every year probably after Thanksgiving is the goal to have it?
Yep, for sure in December, and yep, every year.
So where do you go from here then? So, I mean, I mean, that's some couple of months you've had to go from nothing to get chartered as nonprofit, to have a parade, to get officially recognized, and that's amazing. And now, so where do we go from here?
Oh man, well, we have Clark at the Fairview Town Crier who's been helping us a ton too. It's a local, as you
Sure.
know, local Fairview newspaper. And Clark is planning on sharing a story of someone we've helped and then also highlighting a business that has been donating their time and efforts to the help that our community needs.
Okay, so that'd be great. So that'll be moving forward in the Fairview Town Crier, and kind of a great little local newspaper. It's amazing too, that they still are in a business, and flourish, to have a monthly paper that's not online. It's really cool that
Yeah.
they've done that. So to
And they're a
Clark's,
nonprofit too, so they need their fundraising as well, but I'm just so thankful for them and it's my favorite newspaper. I still read it every time.
it's funny to say that, yeah. Well, of course, I understand. Rumor Central, they have a great humor column in that too, so check that out sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's really amazing, like you said, that you read it, I do too, because that's the only newspaper I read anymore. I read everything else online, but to
Mhm.
actually get a newspaper that still comes out, it's pretty cool.
Yes.
So tell me then, so you guys have a board, you have all these volunteers. You must have a lot of volunteers helping out on this, do you?
We do. We had about 80 people sign up initially, which is incredible. So, people from I will drive you to FEMA, I will prep a meal, or I have a big tractor, I have a skid steer, I have a chainsaw, all sorts of people. And we're hoping we've actually used a lot of that volunteer list, but we're hoping to have some community cleanup days to impact our creeks and our streams where they're not getting to it yet, just to help us have some normalcy.
And so the best bet, if people want to keep track of you, go to the website or Facebook or both. What's the best
Yeah,
bet?
definitely the website. I think all of us are just like social media heavy, and we do have social media, so you can follow us there. But definitely our website, we're keeping everyone posted, and we're hoping for a February event to do a monthly cleanup until we can just keep going.
So those would be the events, cleanup kind of events. Do you have
Mhm.
anything else planned in terms of any other events other than a cleanup event? Do you have anything else?
No, we were thinking about a family fun event, but right now it's literally just we are just planning this community cleanup event for right now. So,
Okay. And I have an idea that I'll tell you off the air for a family fun
oh,
event, but
oh, I
just
love
I could
it.
see it being perfect for your organization
Yeah.
because it sounds like there are a lot of families involved with kids.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And
Mhm.
what's really cool, even in the parade, so in the parade itself, you had a lot of kids involved in that as well.
Oh yeah.
So that must have been exciting for them, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. It was very exciting.
Because even your kids, had they ever seen a parade or an official parade like that before?
A little bit actually up in Wisconsin, but I kind of stay away from the like downtown
Well,
Asheville.
no, exactly. I just love the idea, and especially if you get, can you imagine the highway to get that closed? That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So if folks want to get involved, and we hope they do, go to the
Mhm.
website. It's
Yep.
probably the best bet. And you're looking for, I guess, people in a variety of capacities. You're looking for volunteers. And what would volunteers do?
Yeah, we really have a variety. You are so right. Like it is, like I said, the meal train people or people who want to help clean up or people who have skilled labor. That's huge. Like, are you an electrician? Are you a landscaper? Are you a plumber? Any type of people like that could help us, we would absolutely love it.
And if folks, I didn't realize you did this also. If folks are still looking for help, they
Yes.
can go there. And what kind of help can they get from the going to the website?
Literally anything. So if you need help because of Hurricane Helene, we will come check on that, of course. But if you need help because of Hurricane Helene, we are definitely wanting to help folks. And we're, dwindling down our list. So it could be drywall help or demolition or rebuilding or roof repair, like literally anything that is possible from Hurricane Helene.
Okay. And after then, I don't know if we'll ever recover from Hurricane Helene, but
Yeah.
is Fairview strong the idea though it'll still keep in existence, not just tell people from this one hurricane, but is the goal to keep it beyond the hurricane?
That is a great question. I mean, I think that this is going to be years to come
Right.
for hurricane, of course. But I don't even think we've considered it. We have just been so heads down and like helping our community that, yeah, it's an awesome idea, but
Is the
not there yet.
is the community still in need of help, do you think, from
Oh,
Hurricane
yeah,
Helene?
absolutely.
Okay, so even though we got through the worst of it, we still have, it's going to be a bunch of years from here on. Two
Yes.
final questions. So again, if you would, if folks want to get involved in Fairview Strong, again, the website was what, Cory?
It is fairviewstrong.org.
Okay. And equally significant, if folks are looking to buy or sell in the Fairview area, even though I guess anywhere in Buncombe County, but a local realtor, if you want to get somebody born and raised in Fairview, still lives in Fairview. You mentioned though, Wisconsin, you were in Wisconsin for a while?
Yeah, my mom's family's from up there.
Okay.
So we
But
just visit.
okay, for the most part, a local person, and if they want to get in touch with you for some real estate assistance, best bet is to do what?
Contact me at corywallrealestate.com. You can find all my contact information there.
Okay. And so I'd like to thank you for being my guest on this edition of the Blaine's World webcast, Cory. And also like to thank my producer, Cappy Tassetti. And hopefully we'll someday actually get to meet in person.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much, Blaine.
Okay, thank you.